Who's first? Lady. Who's first? Lady. Who's first? Lady. What time is it? It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies.
You want.
Be great.
Speak what you want.
Be great.
Speak what you want.
Be great. And we're up first. Bonjour, unbossed. Bonjour, unbossed. Bonjour, unbossed. And we're up first. Yes, ladies.
That's dope.
Yes, ladies.
That's dope.
Yes, ladies.
That's dope.
And we're up first. It's time for the ladies. Chit-Chat crew.
One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chondra, Crystal with Nikki Unbossed, and May and Nikki. Hey, 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 hey.
L-A-D-I-S, L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-S, L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first.
Hey.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The Ladies First Chit-Chat crew, where we voice of the everyday woman. Y'all know I love that. One time for the ladies. I don't know why I love that.
Hey.
Chondra, Crystal with Nikki Unbossed, and me and Nikki.
Hey.
Ooh, so beautiful.
That's when you start doing the thug face.
I know. What's up, y'all? Angie and Stacy, Rosalind in the house. What's up? Y'all looking beautiful in your leopard. In your leopard and your snake and your animal print this morning. Poetic Justice over there looking all fly with her braids. Yes, I love it. How you guys doing this morning? How you doing on this Memorial Day Saturday?
Very good.
Nikki, where are you?
I had to think. I'm in Orlando.
That's the segment, you know. That's a segment we're gonna implement in this. Where is Nikki? Nikki, where are you?
Yeah, I'm in Orlando. I am sitting on the University of Florida's campus. My daughter's team, University of Georgia, is playing them again today. They beat them yesterday. Woo! If they beat them again today, we advance to go to Oklahoma, I believe, next week. And they have a chance to play in the World Series if they keep it up.
Yay! Oh, Jada!
Yes. Very good. Very good.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Shelly, L Cool Shells. I saw this handsome man, graduate chilling on a boat.
Honey,
looking like you.
I'm telling you, we're doing fabulous. My son graduated from college last week, and he and 10 of his friends promptly treated themselves to a week's vacation in Mexico. So
that sounds like he has a mother that tells him to speak what he wants.
Yeah, honey, do what he wants, because the brother didn't ask me for a dime. So, all right now, come through with
that part. That part, yes.
Yes, Mom.
It's been really fantastic watching him and his girlfriend through their like Instagram stories enjoy this celebration of what they've accomplished. It just feels really good that I stayed out of his way enough for him to get to this point the way he wanted to and celebrate how he wants. So I'm excited. It's been a good week. It's felt really good to watch my child just advance in his life in the way that he desires. When I called him and said, hey, me and daddy want to treat you to like a trip or something for graduation, he was like, oh, we already have a trip, it's already paid for. And I was like, well, that's a treat for me, thank you, son. So it's been nice. It's been really nice. So it's been a good week. I feel good today.
Oh, good, Shelly. Congratulations again. I told you guys, it wasn't until when I graduated from college, I remember going, oh, this is her day too. And this is their day just as much as it's my day. So congratulations, baby. Congratulations. Crystal, what's up, boo? I like your leopard and your headband. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I don't have any, fabulous stories, but I see my girlfriend Roslyn on. Hey, Roslyn.
What's up, Roslyn?
We used to be in a rap group together. We was fly. Anyway, that's my homie. I don't know if you ever saw me wear my I have my top five hip hop shirts. No. I won't give you all five, but it starts with, the Don, Rakim. Okay, that's my number one. And I'm not fighting with nobody. Like Biggie can be yours, Rakim is mine. And she got me a shirt. She said, "Who's your top five?" I didn't know what she was doing, and I was like, "Rakim, 2, 3, 4, and 5." That thing ended up. I got a shirt with my top 5 on. I almost cried. I was like, "You love me." Anyway, so hi, Roslyn. I'm fine. It's sometimes people get a little sad and dreary on rainy days, but listen, it's water in my grass and it's making things new. I don't feel as I've been fighting allergies a lot lately, like really suffering, and it's almost like it's washing that stuff away. So I'm good.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, baby.
She good. She
ready. Chondra, how you doing, girl? How is Chondra, Prophet Audrey, Land, and Autumn, and Callie D, and the crew? How you guys doing today?
Jackson with your poetic justice.
Chandra Jackson, if you're nasty.
Yes, as LaShawn would say, yaza. Praise the Lord, everybody. I'm doing great. Today is a good day. I'm sleep deprived completely because I was trying to get my hair done. My wife thinks I'm absolutely crazy because I didn't rest, because I was like, there's no time for me to do my hair. So I need to stay up tonight and do my hair. And she thinks I'm nuts. So, but other than that, we're doing really good. Just like, something huge happened. My wife and our barbershop that's in Brooklyn, we expanded the brand, and we have they have some clothes and like bomber jackets and stuff that they're selling, and they got a billboard in Times Square.
Yay! Congratulations! We gotta have Autumn on the show, y'all.
It's huge.
Real.
Huge.
Wow.
Where in Times Square? Let us know.
It's on 42nd Street between 7th and 8th.
That is
wow.
Yeah, it's right.
You have to share a picture.
I'll share a picture with you guys. If you know the area, it's on top of the Wax Museum.
Oh my God, that is crazy. That's so wonderful.
It's so crazy. So we have a moving billboard there, and it was by the grace of God and all things being aligned at one time. One of their clients was like, hey, I do ads. Like that's what he does. And he was like, I want to promote Black businesses and like Black people doing great things. And I want you guys to be number one on it. So
come on.
Yeah, so we have two 30-second spots. So every hour they have two 30-second spots.
Wow.
So it like rotates like maybe 10 businesses or something for like 30 seconds each. But yeah.
The universe over delivers. It's like, oh, we want to brand. The universe is like, well, what about the biggest place in the world you can advertise your business? That's
like what in the world? When they said, I kind of like underestimated like what it was. Like clearly I know what a billboard is, and clearly I know what a billboard in Times Square is, but it's something different when you actually see it in like real time. Wow. I was just like, oh my God. And one of my girlfriends was like, yo, like y'all came out here and didn't know no one, like not one person. Like I knew like 2 people when I moved here. My wife, when she moved here, she knew me. That was it. And now to have like a billboard in Times Square is like, oh my God, the crazy of crazy.
I have to go see it with my own eyes.
Yes.
But you just said something that's so great. You said you guys came out here, you knew no one. You know why? Because ain't nobody scared. Y'all like that, right?
Say it again for the people in the back, huh?
Because ain't nobody scared. Ain't nobody scared. And that, I mean, you sharing this news and saying that goes right with what we've been talking about the whole month of May. The Ain't Nobody Scared series, Chondra, Autumn, a lot of us came out here not knowing anybody and stepped in faith and was like, yeah, we might have been a little scared, but guess what? We just came on in and was like, boom, and we're here. And the mompreneurs that we've had on our show, Keisha, Lasanja, Chantel, they really demonstrated on stepping in faith and finding their passion and their purpose and putting themselves out there to do what makes them feel good. And then last week, of course, we had the one and only Billy D. We just wrapped up Cheeseburger Day. Thank you to everyone that supported Cheeseburger Day, donated, showed up. I love you guys. Billy loves you guys. He was so good last week. I really was kind of like, okay, you can get it. No.
Let him have it, honey. Let him have it.
Okay.
You can get it. And you know, and he was definitely an example of ain't nobody scared. And I'm so excited about our guest this week. Our guest this week is someone that's very dear to me. I met her years ago through her fabulous daughter, who's one of my dearest and closest friends. We call ourselves The Circle. Her daughter's name is Kelsey Pender. And Kelsey, I remember when Kelsey and Robert would always say, you got to meet Kelsey's mom. You got to meet Kelsey's mom. And I remember when Brittany and I first met Kelsey's mom, we felt like she was one of our girlfriends. And not only is she just this dope ass Wonder Woman, like all of us, I love her story. She's an entrepreneur at heart. She and her husband, David, are just absolutely amazing. And she's a wife. She's a mom. She's a grandmother. She's a good friend. And she is a Black business owner. She owns this dope chocolate shop called Chocolate Therapy. Y'all see I got one left, right? Chocolate Therapy. And it's not just, chocolate you go to the store. It is the best chocolate. And not only is it the best chocolate, it is also good for you. And we have her on here today because, Pam won't mind if I said it. Pam is not 20. She's not 30. She's not 40. She looked 49, maybe. I give you that. I see see her laughing back there in the green room. But she is a woman who she stepped in faith and she said, you know what? I want to do something for myself the latter years. So today's show is all about ain't nobody scared. Guess what? It's not too late. Before I bring her on, I want to show you just a little bit of this video with Pam and her husband and business partner, David. I didn't tell our engineer I was doing this. So I know he's like, Nikki, I could have done this for you. I want to bring this up. Pam, I think I got the present video. Can you guys see that? I'm going to bring it up.
Syracuse University researchers say dark chocolate jumpstarts the brain, improving reasoning, memory, and focus.
You know, I do that, by the way. That's an idea Pam and David Griffin can endorse. That's why they named their company Chocolate Therapy. This is not your run-of-the-mill chocolate.
It needs to be appealing and beautiful, and then it needs to taste amazing.
It should elicit some sort of reaction, like a
Goodness is the goal here at Chocolate Therapy in Framingham. Owners Pam and David Griffin pride themselves on fresh, creative ingredients.
We use things that you may not find in a regular truffle. We have pomegranate, we have cayenne, we have olive oil, we have a sweet potato truffle.
The Griffins offer more than 50 handmade varieties here at their own store and supply 50 more local retailers.
So we've got capacity to do 400 or 500 truffles an hour on one piece of equipment. Another piece of equipment, we can do about 800 pieces per hour.
Pam and David are former executives. She was at Starbucks. He was in manufacturing. Leaving corporate America to be their own boss was an eye-opener.
The difference is you don't have the capital funding and the background and being able to just, change things, very quickly.
The steady, regular paycheck, is
Don't
something
have that.
No, we do not have that.
They appreciate the rewards of owning a small business.
When you're shopping local, it stays in the community, so your community can thrive. But you're also helping to employ people, so there are jobs that are created.
I have to enlist the services of Speedy Print down the road. I buy my packaging from a small independent in Rhode Island. We get our chocolate that we use to make the truffles from Boston Gourmet in Framingham. My equipment was made in West Bridgewater.
But I wanted to just take a second and talk to you about cocoa.
The Griffins also do a lot of outreach. They teach customers about wine and chocolate pairings and host events. Local organizations and companies book parties at Chocolate Therapy, often ordering customizable treats.
We work pretty much 7 days a week.
We do.
Okay, and I'm talking 10, 12 hours a day. But I have never once, not for a nanosecond, not wanted to get up and come in to this business.
That says a lot after years of marriage and raising a family.
How many years?
31. We've been married 31.
Yes. And without further ado, let's bring the lady of the hour to the stage, Miss Pam Griffin.
Hi, lady. Hi.
Hi.
You give me so much energy.
I love it. Woo.
I haven't had my treats yet.
Oh, you've got to have one. Have one while we're on the show.
I had to wait and ask you because I'm allergic to cinnamon. So I had to make sure, did any have cinnamon before I indulge, because I love dark chocolate.
Okay, so do not sadly eat the sweet potato because that's like a sweet potato pie. But you can enjoy the limoncello, you can enjoy the champagne, and you can enjoy the dark chocolate raspberry. And Lachelle is enjoying the limoncello as we speak.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
And Crystal, I'm about to open mine right now. Hey.
Excellent.
Well, I enjoyed all of mine last night.
All right, I'm glad.
A nice treat before I went to bed.
Awesome.
I love chocolate.
Nice. Thank you.
And that chocolate is very, very
wow.
good.
That video, ladies, was 4 years old, as now David and I have been married 35 years.
Congratulations.
You know,
Yeah.
That's a perfect segue. How is it? How is it working with your partner? How is
Girl,
it?
do we have to start with that question first?
Let's go. Well, I know Kelsey. Look, Kelsey and Brittany are watching. Kelsey, I'm gonna start at the top. How is it working with Mr. David? How is it? Talk to me.
Girl, there was one time we were known as, what was that lady's name? So Ward and whatever from the June. I was June, he was Ward. That has transitioned to probably, what are the names of the two people on the Munsters? Although they were still cool. I don't remember the names, but yeah. So you know what? You just have to kind of go with it. And you both have the same goals. You are never going to agree on anything. That's just the way men and women are built. And you then have to like what's best for the business. And then you have to decide who's going to take it. 90% of those decisions, I take it. Just it's my personality. And I think I finally, after 35 years, won my husband over where he's just like, what the hell? And he kind of moves on. But yeah, so it's a lot though. You know, you have to constantly work at things, just the environment we're in and the year we just had and where we are now. But I will say that as awful as the pandemic was, we've thrived in the pandemic. It grew our business. It's crazy. But that's because we are a business that provides, oh, I love your expression, Chondra. We're in a business that provides hopefully joy and delight for people. And so everyone started ordering online. Corporations started ordering for their staff and for their, you know, even people just for their loved ones and for their family. And then we have started this virtual chocolate tasting business. A friend started us in it, and now it's grown like leaps and bounds. And so, yeah, we just have to, we try to have our own different things that we focus on when we need to make decisions together that sometimes can take a tribe of people.
Right.
But you just have to make it work because, you know, what choice do you have at this point? But it ain't easy. Just let's remember that.
I'm glad you said that, because one thing your husband said in that video, which was phenomenal, by the way, and I was thinking in my mind, I was like, I see several types of chocolate and I only have 4 of them in front of me. So I have to get online and get the rest of them here. But your husband was saying about getting up, you know, pretty much 7 days a week. And one of the things that I was thinking is, as a person who's worked for others and then now works for myself, can you talk a little bit about the difference in the fatigue when you work for yourself versus that kind of fatigue you might feel when you are, you know, employed? I heard in the clip that you worked for Starbucks, which is a corporation, and, you know, there's fatigue in all kinds of work. But does it feel different, that fatigue, when it's work that you're doing for yourself and from your passion?
It is a definite difference. And so to start back, so at Starbucks, I grew with that company. I started as a store manager. When I left the company, I was a regional director and I had 95 stores. So I was traveling all over the place. And we moved from Chicago. We're originally from Chicago, but we live here now out on the East Coast in Framingham, outside of Boston. But it was a lot of travel and a lot of work. And so David also was, we moved out here because of his work. Then he got a different job, was commuting in Ohio. And so it was just, our lives was crazy. And he said, let me find something to do. And so I thought he was going to do something small, you know, like maybe a little tool thing or I don't know, something. But he then ran into someone who talked about chocolate, and then he started, you know, making discoveries, and I'm still working, mind you. And so when he talked about it with me and I said, okay, sounds good. But then I said, maybe I should do it as well. And I had to think about it because I think ideally someone should still work in the relationship. And I know that's what he wanted initially, but I was like, he's making chocolate, he's having fun, he's doing this, I'm not going to keep working. And I would find myself doing my day job and then at night helping or doing the training or doing, you know, whatever. I'm like, I can't do both.
Right.
And so I decided to join. And so it was a struggle, literally, I will tell you, for a good 7-8 years. So it is a very different fatigue. But then you have a little flexibility of, you don't have to be at that meeting. You don't have to get up so early in the morning and be sitting there with a bunch of folks or having to go on to different stores and talking to different people. You can get up on your own time if you have some staff, and you can kind of do your own schedule. But it is hard when you never have a day off. And initially you don't. It depends on your business though. But now, again, the damn pandemic, you would think, because it was dreadful, but the pandemic gave me days off because we didn't need to be open.
Yeah. We talk all the time about the gifts of the pandemic. There were very challenging things, but we all the time on this show, we talk about all of these gifts that came from this dramatic lifestyle shift.
Yeah.
And
that's beautiful.
And it's funny when you say that. I saw a lot of entrepreneurs, businesses grew during the pandemic, when, of course, at first we were all like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
Right.
And then everyone started to grow. And the beauty of chocolate, people needed to feel good. So it was a blessing that you guys were there and are still there, because people need to feel good. And they were like, okay, what can we do? Let's do chocolate therapy. Let's send this, let's send that. Let me just order for myself, sitting in this house,
Let me order for myself, and I love it so much. Let me order for my staff. Let me order for my friends. I wanted to just say, I wanted to give my reaction video to when I had the sweet potato, because let me just say, I watched you on Nikki and Billy's show, you and David, and you were talking about the different flavors that you offer, and when you had me a sweet potato, right? So when I got my package, I was like, please let one of these be the sweet potato, but I didn't look to see if it was a label or whatever on there. So then I was like, okay, I'm just going to choose one. I choose one. Which one was it? The sweet potato. And this is what happened. This is me. Take one. I'm theatrical by nature. This is not just for y'all.
Give it to me.
I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, chocolate and sweet potato? I'm dead. I was like, but then I was like, I need the other three to be, sweet potato. And I'm like, so then I chewed, I savored every moment, which usually, how we don't do that, right? We just, ravish. And I closed it up and I put it away because I wanted to share with you how much I enjoyed it. And I just had the limoncello. Brittany's in the chat. She's like, that's my favorite. But it just made me feel like I just closed the box again, because I was like, I just enjoyed that one so much. So thank you.
Awesome.
You're welcome. Now to my question. I wanted to know, because I'm in corporate as well, and I've been, spent my career in corporate positions. What was the tipping point for you? Because the idea of leaving is one thing, but when did one particular thing happen that was like, okay, now I know I'm going to leave? Was it a slow build? And I find that to be terrifying. And I shouldn't say that, but we're all very transparent here. I can't even figure out what's the day after I don't work for this big company anymore look like. You know what I mean? It arrests me, actually. So free your girl and let me know what that thing was for you.
So it's interesting. I don't know if I can tie it to one, but I will let you in on a secret, which I'll share with Nikki a little photo later if I haven't put it on Facebook, because I put some on Facebook a while ago, girl, and someone said, thank you for these vintage pictures. And I was like, vintage? So then I felt super old. I was like, shit. So we owned a business before, okay, back in the 80s, late 80s. And then, so that was a little bit of I had some experience, but totally different. Had no idea what we were doing. Somehow we lasted for 8 years. It was a cafe called Cafe Coffee. And many people remember that place. It was where we started. But this one, it was just we were tired. And it's funny because I'm still tired. I'm actually tired of being tired, but it's a different tired. And so when you think about it, you're going to work hard no matter what, whether you're for someone else or yourself. You're going to have similar experiences. And so you have to, if you are an entrepreneur at heart, you have that risk factor in your genes. And so you just have to do it, because at the end of the day, not a lot is going to change for you. It's like you're going to survive, because we're survivors. I think Black women are survivors. We have children, or we have jobs, or we have careers, or we have spouses or partners or whatever. We survive and we get through it, and we always do what needs to be done. And so that was really the tipping point of, am I going to do this again? And so, yes, we did. And you do need some thick skin, because stuff always comes up, or, again, those where we don't agree. So how are we going to get through this hurdle? And then if you're not blessed or privileged or whatever you want to call it, with, an ongoing amount of money, there is that. So, and you need financing. So we literally, like every bonus I made, every, our 401ks and everything that I worked hard for, I put into the business. So then that also is you don't have a choice now but to keep it moving. But we just kind of did it. And I don't know if because I owned one before and it was so long ago that I felt a little less scared. But I will tell you, when we did open, so we incorporated in 2010, when we opened in 2011, and I still had my job until 2012, but knew I was leaving. And after that first time we didn't get that paycheck, that direct deposit in the bank, I was like, oh my God, what in the hell were we thinking? But, now we're not worried about, the utilities, or, we still are working. We're not at all there, but it is a lot. It's easier because we've had so much support and so many people ordering and so many people enjoying our product. So we just have to keep making it different and making it good so that people will, it's not your typical bonbon. You know what I mean? I don't know how many sweet potato truffles are. I actually know a few, because you got to do your research. But, you just got to make things different, and you just got to have that faith, and you just got to keep going, and you got to walk, you got to think, you got to pray. I drink. So not in a bad way. However, I used it to say, I'm going to pair all of our delicious chocolates with some sort of beverage, right? So I might continue to drink that beverage after we've done the tasting, but girl, I work with my husband. I work a lot. It's like, you got to have a cocktail. Right?
Amen. Amen.
Put that in the chat. You gotta have a cocktail.
It's interesting to me, because you have so many varieties in the chocolate. Did you consider yourself to be sort of a culinary creative, or did this come out of you as you ventured down the road in this business?
We have been very fortunate to have, and even though I couldn't stand our first chocolatier, because she was just a little much for me, but she was a very creative baking and pastry woman. So when we would sit down, and David and I, because we've been together so long, when we were younger and we'd go out and we started, we were able to go to different restaurants. We called ourselves foodies. We weren't necessarily, but we considered ourselves foodies, but we liked to try different new things. And I think that just transferred into us tasting. So then when she left, the gentleman that's with us now, and I think this also says something about us. He's been with us. We've been in this location almost 9 years, and he's been with us for the 9. But he has a degree in baking and pastry from the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York. He is so talented. He's like part of our family. But when we all sit down, it's like, let's just, okay, what do we want to create now? I did the sweet potato because I came from Starbucks, which was pumpkin land in the fall, and I was so damn sick of pumpkin. So I'm like, let's do something different. And so sweet potato, but we've done olive oil. He just did something the other day that we tried for the summer. It's strawberry and lime. We have a blueberry, lemon, basil, and dark chocolate, Sandra, with no cinnamon. So we just sit down and think of what
right now
together.
I know, what you're saying.
You see, I have
my mouth is watering.
Store.com. You see that, right? I have right in there where you can go. Go ahead. Keep going, Pam. Keep going.
But yeah, it's just a matter of it isn't really we're not. You just think, oh my God, do you think this would work? And we have a client in upstate New York who has a goat farm, and we make goat cheese truffles for them. We make goat milk caramel for them. So it's like what we can do, and we have to think about shelf lives and, all the science stuff. And so, yeah, we just create. And I don't know if maybe I do have some creative. I have no idea.
You said it right there. You just create.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm taking over, but I swear I'm like,
Go ahead.
Here's the one thing I want to ask you, right? Because I'm a woman of a certain age, and I'm an entrepreneur, right? And I started really diving into entrepreneurship a little, probably 6 or 7 years ago. But I find that women that I meet who are entrepreneurs or are thinking about becoming entrepreneurs that are in my age group, they often have this conversation about, like, I'm too old, or I should have started sooner, or you know what I mean? And they think that they have a short shelf life, which I don't believe to be true. And here I am, listening to you and talking about like creating. It's like to me, I feel like you're just getting started with this, because you have this expansive thinking about, let's just try it, right? We got to have a cocktail. What about sweet potato? What about goat cheese? So I really want you to share about, did you have any reservations based on like where you were in life or what society says about age when you thought, I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to give this a go with my husband, as we head down the road of life, right? I'm not 22 and, but what was your thinking about that? Or did you think about it at all? Because I think it's a barrier often for women. They think, oh, I should have done this sooner, or I'm too old, and I don't believe it, but I want to hear from you because you are like a shining example of your life is what you make it at any age.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, yeah, when we started, I was already, 54. And, it's interesting because I felt the pressure actually from the corporate world because, after a while, they do want the 30 somethings and the 40 somethings and the, even though I had been with the company for 17 years, you get that feeling of, working harder with less and more pressure, more meetings, more, eyes on you, blah, blah, blah. And so, and it is also how you feel. I'm not going to, sit back, and just, oh, what am I going to do with myself? I you just can't go down that path. And I know it's hard for many, but I just refuse. And so I did a class a few years ago now, so pre-COVID, maybe 2018. And I was in this class. It was one of the many wonderful things about Massachusetts. It was called Cultivate Small Business. And so they took entrepreneurs, whether you were a startup or whether you'd been in business for a while or wherever you were. And it was a learning program, and you get a small grant at the end of the program. But it was a lot of work, and we had to be in class, so early one day a week, and it was down in the city. And so there was a lot of things that I wasn't used to being my own business owner. But as I was in that class, I'm looking around, there was a group of people that were in my age, but I'm thinking, God, did I get in too late? Am I going to be able to do this? Can I keep up with these people? Can I make this presentation? So of course my husband was, helping. I had friends helping, and I had to do a presentation. And I aced it. I was so proud of myself with the support that I am now. My husband and I are mentoring 2 small business owners that are taking the class now. And I talked to one of them yesterday, and I was like, would you like me to share with you some things from my, my presentation or my 1-minute speech that we had to come up with? And she was like, girl, they're using your speech as an example, as a class. I could not believe that. I was like, wow. So you have to find things and find people to support you. I have an amazing, like, my kids are the reason that I like get up in the morning and breathe. My family, and your friends. You need a support system that tell you, you know what, it's okay. It's going to be okay. And you just got to believe it and keep moving. Because if you don't, you can go down a hole that you may never get up out of. Right. And, life's too short for that, as, we see. And the year we've had, like, who would have thought that people are just now getting out after over a year and taking, well, I may not take my mask off outside. They can do what they want. But still, it's just, you got to keep it moving. So it was very frightening. But unless I'm sitting in a wheelchair or, you just got to keep going, and you got to take care of yourself. You got to follow all the things. And I get it all the time from my kids and my husband's like, got to exercise, you got to move your body. And so and Nikki, I'm never going to take one of her classes. I think she would kill me. But I do my own thing. I do my own thing to try to keep, you got to keep it moving. So yeah, is it scary? Absolutely. Am I older than I feel like I should be doing this? Absolutely. But, people don't know it. People freak out when I tell them how old I am. I do want to tell them the whole black don't crack thing, but I don't know people well enough to throw that at them. So I just keep that to myself and say, please.
Don't get us started.
Don't get us started now.
That's fantastic.
Black don't crack. Hey.
I know. You hate to say it, but there's some proof. Look.
It's true.
So
that's right.
And it's scary. It is, it's a scary jump, but it's a risk that you just have to take.
Right. And like every day you got to do something. So, you know what I mean?
Right. You just can't sit, right?
I love that you and David have these business owners that you're mentoring. I think that is beautiful, because we need it. We need it. Getting out here, it's a risk. And I also want to say to you, by you doing this, not only are you supporting and giving hope to other entrepreneurs like myself. I mean, look at the impact that you are having on your children. Your children are entrepreneurs.
They are.
I mean, Chondra will sit here and tell you, an actor is an entrepreneur, baby. Okay?
Yeah. And my son is now a tattoo artist.
Yes, an artist is an entrepreneur, baby. But to see you get up and go out there and follow your dreams at any age, I just want to give kudos to you and love to you that you are not only an example to other entrepreneurs, you are an example to your children as well. I truly believe that that's what keeps them saying, okay, let me keep going. That's what keeps them saying, let me move across the country. You feel me? I just want to shout you out, Pam.
Thank you, Nikki. You are the best one for shouting.
Yes.
Pam, I was just curious for you, because you had another business too. Was this like, it doesn't sound like it, but I'm curious, what else was the motivation? Was it, a second act? Was it another way because you had a business earlier on? Or was there something deeper inside both you and your husband as to why you wanted to have your own?
I love the second act, and I believe that is a great title. I don't know how many acts there are, but I think there are more. But I think it was because we have done this before. So I think that made us less scared. I think it made us, you have to take a risk. And so I think, as I said earlier, if you have that entrepreneurship in your soul, you just take risk and you just kind of jump out and you just kind of do it. I don't know
Was it about achieving something for yourself? Was it about leaving something behind? Was it about just doing it because I want to have my own?
I think it was I want to have my own because, yes, I did it before, but I wanted to not necessarily work for someone who was going to tell me where to go, how to do it, when to do it all of the time. And it's like, we can do this. And we did. I know that very early on, it was well, we can do this. We got this. And I don't know why I felt less afraid. I felt more safe. I felt the times were different than when we did it back then. I felt more knowledgeable. I felt experience from my corporate job. David had experience from his manufacturing and engineering. So it made us like, we got this, until we didn't get that paycheck. And then we were like, what the hell? But you know what I mean? I think.
But you kept doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's a common theme too. And I'm curious, like, it doesn't sound like it could have been something else. It just happened to be chocolate.
It happened to be chocolate. It was not, he looked at a lot of things, but
yeah. And what's interesting about that is sometimes people don't really know.
Right.
What
you got to research.
But they know they want to do something.
Yeah. You have to research.
I'm like, how did it come? How do we get to chocolate?
So interesting. David he was doing the research because, again, I was still working. And so he did look at like there were tool companies on trucks. He looked at a spa franchise. And then I don't really know I don't remember, but someone told him about this chocolate company that was down in Florida and how we would do a franchise. Everything was about franchising. So taking someone else's business and running it, in our own spot. But when we tasted the chocolate, and again, this is us thinking we're foodies, it was okay. It was nothing great. It was, your basic, Godiva flavor, chocolate. And of course, David was like, I think we could do something different and better. So I'm thinking, I don't, what do you mean by that? And then as it continued to progress, we were like, let's do chocolate. And then we also saw that it was and this was back then, it was a $19 billion industry. So, and we still don't have that much. I mean, I couldn't even measure the proportion, but we just wanted a little bit, And so I think there's enough in it for everyone. But it's got to be done well. And so that's when we start to figure out how can we do it differently? How can we be different from the Godivas and how can we be different? And now if you look at things, everyone's trying to do different things. You're finding more little, boutique chocolate shops and people are really into the dark chocolate because of the health benefits. And so we're always on to something prior to it being the thing. But we're just still learning and growing still. And that's the other thing I think that keeps us going. You're still learning. You're learning something every day or getting some new little trick like, oh my God, this will help us to extend shelf life without putting crap in your chocolate. And so it's just it's ongoing. It's just continual learning, I think.
I have a.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, we just asked you so many questions. I wanted to know, A, do you have global customers? And B, did you like say, I have a passion for chocolate and I just really want to do chocolate, or you were just like, okay.
It's the okay. Crystal, I had no passion. Everyone thinks, oh, she was making chocolate in the kitchen with her grandmother, or she was, I know.
Thank you for saying that, because I feel like that's a barrier to entry for me. I feel like I am super but what is it that, and it's not to say that passion isn't good. I'm just saying sometimes people fall into this thing as you looked at a lot of things and then you looked at the business model of other, the industry and stuff. So that's why I was asking that.
Yeah, no, you can learn anything, we can be taught anything. If it's something that you just like, if it's something you want to learn more about, you just do it. So it had nothing to do with anything. And then David took a 6-week course at this culinary school in Boston. I then visited with small chocolatiers just to learn some basics. And then we made so much chocolate in our kitchen. I was taking samples of things to our colleagues at my job for a while, and they were just going crazy over stuff. And so I'm like, okay, that was more encouraging that we can do this. Ooh, that's an old picture, Nikki. Thank you. But yeah, I mean,
y'all cute. Y'all cute.
They real fly. Y'all fly over there.
Oh my God. No, you gotta just make it. You just gotta keep going. So it was no passion. It was no, I love chocolate. I love talking about it. I love creating it. I love trying different things. But no, I do have a dream of, or my goal is to be sitting either with, Oprah, Gail, Robert, just someone one morning having some chocolate. It could be a cocktail in the evening, or it can be coffee. Chocolate goes very well with coffee and tea. So just having, some conversation with some high-powered ladies other than you guys, which I'd love to have it with you too. But just to, share it with the world. So in answer to the global, we ship all over the US. We have sent things with these classes. People have asked us to send things to faraway places that we can't, just because of the time to take the travel, they would melt. But we have shipped to the UK, we've shipped to Canada, we've shipped to some islands and different places, because these companies that are doing these workshops with us have people that work in all these different places, and they want them to participate. And so we definitely have sent it globally, but we definitely have the US covered. We are sending chocolates all over the place. We hate shipping as much in the summer, but we've kind of learned now you've got to have, it's got to be cold. So we learn how to pack it so that it can ship. But holiday is our season.
You, when you were saying sitting with Oprah, I swear the whole time we've been talking, I see you on Shark Tank. Right?
Oh, Lord.
Literally, the whole time you've been talking, I'm like, I can't wait to see them on Shark Tank. But it made me think, right? I feel like there will be a point when you and David don't actually have to do any of this, because your company is expanding to the point where it's like you're just the boss, and you guys eat around the world and come up with new flavors, and your chocolatiers create them. And in thinking about that, I wonder, what is your, I have a retirement career, right? Like photography is where I will be going in my life when I'm really done working.
Okay.
Do you have sort of this idea, like when you and Gail and Oprah finish having your cocktails and chocolate, and you leave them so that they can just enjoy the savory flavors of what you brought them, where will you be going? And doing what, right? As a reward, really, to all the work you've done and everything you've put in to really exempling for women all over the place, and women like us, but also this thing you've built, this other child you have had with your husband. Where do you see yourself? Like your next thing?
So I got two quick answers, because I have to answer the Shark Tank. We applied to Shark Tank years ago. I don't remember the year. It's been so long. We got down to the final whatever number. We were interviewed by the producers, and then they were calling, asking for more chocolate, and we worked with them for so long, and then they decided for that whatever show they weren't going to do food. And then they were like, oh, please, reapply. Well, the work that you do to apply is crazy. So obviously we never did, but we had fun. And so, yes, that is my retirement plan, that this company will be a well-oiled machine, the manufacturing, the chocolate making, all parts of it will be working to where I don't have to be here. I can come and check in. I can do whatever. And there will be some travel, but I will tell you that I will spend as much time as I can with my new grandson, because he is I can't, if I talk about him, I'll start crying. Yeah. He is just this little munchkin that I just want to hang with and just see him, because, however long I have to be. So with him. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
And that's an excellent why too. How we as people and entrepreneurs and just in general, what is that why that get us up in the morning to go make the chocolate. Time to make time to make, what is that why? You so Lachelle is, I call Lachelle our favorite life coach. She always shares with us to speak what we want. And I just want to throw out there, I want you to say it again. You said what you wanted. You said about the Oprah and the Gail and the Robin Robertson sitting around. She always tells us to speak what we want. And during this entire COVID space, we all have been speaking what we want, doing our vision boards. Things have manifesting. Mama Pam, I just want you to speak it one more time, and you're gonna speak it every morning. Because I know because I feel like when they get this in their hand, and how you like to pair it with, I remember when you did the wine tasting with Billy and I, and and Brittany and I always like, did you eat this one? I remember my mom had gotten a couple chocolates one time for gifts, and she said, I ate all the chocolate therapy chocolates, and everything else was there. So I know once they get this in their hand and you pair it up with the wines and the cocktail. So I just want you to say it again in words of Lachelle. Speak what you want. So I want you to put it out there, because we all gonna touch and agree that this is gonna happen.
Oh my God. Okay, awesome. So yes, I would love to sit at a round table with some of the most, empowered and wonderful, down-to-earth women. And right now I can just think of Oprah. I think of Gail, who I do watch every damn morning. I just love her. And I used to watch Robin a lot, but somehow Gail has pulled me over just because she's so funny and so, energetic and passionate. But Robin too. So I just love them. But I just think you're right. We have always wanted the world to taste chocolate therapy because we do believe it's different, but we also know it's not for everybody. Everyone has different palates. Everyone has different tastes, and someone may not like it, and we're okay with that because so many people do enjoy it, and we work hard at trying to make sure it's a great experience for you. So yes, that's what I see.
I see you there, honey.
Speaking, it shall be done.
Yes. We love it, love it, love it. Pam, this has been amazing. To our viewers, does anyone have any questions? Throw it in the chat. Pam, I know Katrina is always saying she wants to get that chocolate to Canada. And what can we?
Oh, I can send to Canada. We can make it to Canada.
Okay, all right. So, Kat, we're gonna get the chocolate therapy to Canada.
We could do some franchises on the other side of the world. I'm feeling a little something that the rest of the world can't really get this.
Girl, somebody else gonna have to do that franchise opportunity. I'm all for it, and I will help train it, but I do not. I just can't take on. Someone else can come in and do it.
Do it. There we go. Speak what you want.
Speak what you want. John just said, y'all got me over here hungry for
chocolate.
Yes. Yeah. So that's so. Kat, wait a minute. Okay, Kat, we're gonna get you. I'm gonna help you get that chocolate to Canada. Definitely. John said, y'all got me hungry for chocolate right now. Look at this picture, John.
Oh, an omega.
Yes. But everyone, please go to the Chocolate Therapy website. You can go to www.thechocolatetherapystore.com. You can also follow them on Instagram at Therapy Chocolate. You will not, I'm telling you, you will be so excited. That sweet potato, I mean, all of them are just to die for. And look, I gotta get Billy said, oh, Billy, you watching? Hey, Billy. Hey, Billy. So Pam, Pam sent two because she sent one for Billy. And at first I was like, I could eat this one right now and then hold Billy's and show up for the show. And then I was like, no, I gotta give it to Billy.
Okay. Girl, I gotta send some chocolate to Billy. That's my boo. Yeah. This has been an incredible Saturday morning. I don't normally spend Saturday mornings. Girl, I don't have no jewelry on and makeup and all this when I'm in the shop. So
beautiful.
I did this for you ladies. Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. I mean, it has been wonderful. I've been like, the whole time I'm like, okay, well, I really appreciate you spending time, but really just sharing from your heart and from your experience with us, because everything you said today, it has me thinking in a bunch of directions, and I just feel like our sisterhood has expanded more. Every Saturday it expands, but I'm so glad to have this time with you. So thank you so much, Pam.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. It's I'm so inspired, and I think that there is I just believe that a lot of times we make ourselves whatever age we are, and the rules around whatever happened before us apply, and I don't think like that. And sometimes I'm like, I'm by myself because I don't feel my age. I hope I don't look my age, whatever that means.
No.
And I'm still my mom is like that too. Like we don't feel like there's things that we can't do. The how sometimes I think I get a little stuck in the how.
Yes.
Or feeling like you have to do everything by yourself, or just the things that make us feel like we can't, or that you have to have it figured out. And you really helped me to see that it's like it wasn't necessarily chocolate. Catch it. It wasn't necessarily chocolate per se, but chocolate is amazing. And I'm telling you, like, I don't necessarily like some of those brands that you mentioned because they're too something. It's like too rich or too. I don't like things that are super super sweet or make me feel. So this was perfect for me, and I feel like I want to know when we're having the one with the drinks, the chocolate and.
I wrote that down.
When are we having our virtual tasting?
I know Pam's gonna have to be. We're gonna have to
play
Friday night.
Friday night, ladies first Chit-Chat crew.
Yeah, I wrote that down. I was like,
wine and chocolate, ladies.
Maybe that's an event, and everybody order.
Yeah,
we pick a date. Everybody have their order, and then.
And Pam would tell because she would tell you the cabs, the Pinot, what goes with what. And we'll have that all out, and we'll do that. So that
look at Chandra's face with a 2-year-old can't wait to get something to drink. Chandra's like, yes.
That would
be great. That would be great.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Nick. Go
ahead.
No,
I was just going to say, for me, I wanted to say to Pam, I think there's a lot of viewers that we spend a lot of time talking about, finding your passion and living out your passion and creating a business around that. I think what you brought also to the table here today was just about determination, right? Determination to do something other and different for whatever reasons it might be. And it's really centered around, okay, let's just go do our research and use the gifts that you have, the skills that you have, and let that be the driving force around you wanting to do something different or other. So I appreciated that. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
This is, and it was another key thing you said too, because we have our viewers run the age just runs the gamut. And as one of the reasons why we all wanted you on, you said coming from the corporate place, you talked about using your experiences. Using what you already have, what you learned, what you've done and you use that. You and David both took that, and that's also what basically has enhanced the business. So I'm shouting out to some of my corporate ladies out there that have entrepreneur spirits. Don't make me go get my eye in here.
That's the art of pivoting, right? We have to continue to put latches onto our belt. We don't fill those holes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Those holes stay in your belt, regardless of what you're doing. It sticks with you. And I think for me, it just the thing that stuck most was her saying, just create, just do it. Just don't stop thinking about it. Stop putting a whole bunch of, extras. Just do it. It's a coach that I had, I coached with in the beginning of the pandemic. That was kind of her thing also. Like her motto was kind of like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it.
No,
just create. Put it out there and see what you get, and then make it better, nourish and work on it, and do it, and work it out. So I mean, you're just giving hardcore confirmations of things that we hear and hear differently, And hearing it differently sits different too. So
Yes. Yes.
I definitely am taking
It's
some
all
gems
about the
today.
pivot. It's all about the pivoting.
Mm-hmm.
All about the pivot. Mama Pam, Miss Pam,
Miss Nikki, Miss
we
Chandra,
love
Miss
you so
Crystal, Miss Lachelle. It was such a pleasure meeting you. I felt very comfortable, it was just having conversation, which I love. So
Yes, ma'am.
thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Thank
And
you.
thank you. We're gonna put you in the green room. I want you to stay on though. Don't hang up. We're gonna put you in the green room, and we're gonna wrap up our show. You guys, I know Maya says she just ordered www.thechocolatetherapystore.com, Instagram @therapychocolate. I'm gonna shout out my girl Kelsey Griffin, Pinder. Shout out. And stay right here, Pam. Don't go anywhere. We're just gonna wrap up the show. Okay.
Okay. Awesome.
All right. That was amazing. Nikki had to drop off, you guys, because we got Jada's got a big game today. Yeah. So Nikki had to drop off so she can get to the stadium to support her baby. But that was dope. That was once again another dope show. Dope show. Before we wrap up, Shelly, tell everybody what you got going on. You got another workshop coming up. Tell the people.
All right, let me tell y'all. Right, I have another master class. We know, listen, if you've been riding with us, manifestation is a real thing. And this is our time. So I have a class on June 13th. Go to my website or my Instagram or wherever. But definitely, if you've been thinking about taking my master class, right, which is really about figuring out what you want and using a vision board to hold all of that in one place, sign up for this one, because I'm probably going to take a hiatus for a few months. Because there's a lot of other stuff that I have going on. So catch this one now before summer really kicks in, so that you can get through the next couple of seasons actually seeing what you want to see in life. So yeah, June 13th, website, Instagram, wherever you go, you'll find it.
Yes. Chandra, tell the people what you got going on. I love that meditation. Tell them, honey.
You guys can find me everywhere. Instagram, what's the new one? TikTok and YouTube. But I'm really trying to find what my real niche is, I guess you can say. And my YouTube page is motherhood, wellness, and entrepreneurship, and that really encompasses me, who I am. And so, but in those things, I'm trying to really find what hits for people. And the more recent things that I've been doing has been hitting a little bit deeper for people. So you might see a lot more of the meditation things on my channel. You're going to see more of the video podcast called The Art of Creating Through. And where I just interview artistpreneurs who are doing it and creating through all the things, creating through heartache, creating through joy, creating through, all the gamut of what we go through as entrepreneurs, as artistpreneurs, as people.
Yes.
So that's really what I have going on right now, is just really honing in on that.
I love. And Crystal's gonna have her soul line dancing class. We might do it outside, huh? What?
That would be awesome. Yeah, we're gonna figure out what the next season of line dancing looks like. But I wanted to shout out my son real quick. I realized that when you guys were talking about your kids, I didn't mention him, but he made the honor roll, and it was a beautiful virtual honor roll ceremony on Wednesday, and we have neighbors that children also made it, so we did it together as a group, and we were just open it up for everybody, all these kids that have done well in spite of being virtual learners and a lot of that other stuff. So I really am proud of him, and he's really, I was telling Michelle yesterday, he's 14, so that's like right in between, like when they can really work properly. So he's like, well, daddy's going to teach me how to use lawnmowers because I'm going to be cutting grass in the summer. Like, I was like, yes, entrepreneur. Making your own money, getting out our pockets. Yes. You know, but I love his drive. I mean, you know, people talk a lot about the video game. Like he plays video games, but he's also a dope drummer, and he really is independent in that regard. And I just wanted to shout him out. I'm so proud of him. And any cute, and he's still sweet, and he give me kisses still. You know what I mean, like hugs and stuff. You know, but I just wanted to say that.
I love. And y'all can find me at Get Fit with Nick. I've been teaching a HIIT class now for the entire pandemic, and my fit crew has just been doing amazing. I know one is on here. Shout out to Maya. Maya's released over 130 pounds. She looks amazing. She got her little Get Fit with Nick shoulder action going on. And Robert Hartwell sent me a video yesterday.
Mama, honey.
Elizabeth, you see her?
No, let's take a moment for Miss Elizabeth real quick, because when I tell you I gagged,
so did Robert.
Real gagged. I was like, what am I doing with my life?
and you know what I love? She says, I take three times a week with Get Fit with Nick.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. And it shows, honey. It shows.
I know. So I am like Shelly. Y'all know I don't take breaks. I am taking a little break. I'm going to focus on, my clients independently. A couple of my clients are going to the Olympics. I'm going to focus on that. So next Saturday, and I'm going to put it up on my website tomorrow, is my birthday. And I'm having, if you feel inclined and moved to get up at 7:00 a.m. next Saturday, I'm having a workout class. We're going to have fun, find our fit for an hour at 7 a.m. And then we're going to come back and do the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew at 11 o'clock. So,
I love that.
So just wanted to shout that out and shout all you guys out. I love you, ladies. Once again, another great show. Ain't nobody scared. I encourage all of us this Memorial Day weekend, sit down, think, you already know what you want to do. And Pam said something that every entrepreneur, mompreneur, even in Billy has said over the last couple weeks. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. I love you guys. DJ John Quick, pop that video up. We are out of here. Yes. I love you guys.
Happy holiday weekend.
Bye, guys.
And you guys.
Who's first? Lady. Who's first? Lady. Who's first? Lady. What time is it? It's time for the ladies.
What you want. Be great. Speak what you want. Be great. And we're up first. Bonjour, unbossed. Bonjour, unbossed. Bonjour, unbossed. And we're up first. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. And we're up first. It's time for the ladies. One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chondra, Crystal with Nikki Unbossed, and May and Nikki. Hey, hey, hey.
everybody. Bye, everybody. Mwah. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.